Okay. Good morning, all. Welcome back to Political Science class, session number 1 of the day. Okay, and this week we know that we have only 4 sessions. 1 minute. Okay, so 2 whole days are there, and we will get the next class on, I think, on Saturday. Okay, Saturday 2 more periods are there for us. So total 4 periods in this week. Okay. At the same time, today's second period is a test. You know that, right? Okay. So legislature yesterday uploaded the notes for you people. Hope you checked that. And almost all the questions that what we discussed, everything is there in note that were uploaded yesterday. Question answers are there, MCQs are there, objective type questions are there. Okay. So 3 more questions, 4 more questions, 6 more questions, 5 more questions, passage based questions, cartoon based questions, map based questions, like various questions are. Okay. So don't worry, almost all the things we discussed in the classroom. The question paper is not that hard. Okay, those who studied, not that hard for the people who studied. Others might find some difficulty. Anyway, you want to write that. It's compulsory. Okay, there is no excuse. Clear? Okay, at the same time, the last session we started the discussion of the new chapter, the first chapter, executive. Okay, the basic concept of that chapter is discussed. Okay, some notes you want to write now. Okay, 5-6 points are there. Please write down. Okay, everyone type your writing materials. Question: what is an executive? What is an executive? So, question: what is an executive? The organ of the government. The organ of the government. The organ of the government that primarily looks. That primarily looks. That primarily looks after. That primarily looks after. Looks after the function of implementation. The function of implementation. The function of implementation and administration and administrations, you can write like that, and administrations called the executive, called the executive, called the executive. Next one. So that's what an objective answer. Okay, what is executive? Principal functions of the executive. Next subheading: principal functions of the executive. Principal functions of the executive. PRI and CIPAL functions, principal functions of the executive. First one: executive is the branch of government. Executive is the branch of government. Executive is the branch of government responsible for the implementation of laws. Responsible for the implementation of laws. Laws and policies. Laws and policies adopted by the legislature. Adopted by the legislature. Adopted by the legislature. Repeating: executive is the branch of government responsible for the implementation of laws and policies adopted by the legislature. Second point: the executive is often involved. The executive is often involved. The executive is often involved in framing of policy. in framing of policies. Involved in framing of policies. Framing of policies. Next point. Some countries have presidents. Some countries have presidents, while others have chancellors. While others have chancellors. While others have chancellors. 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 Repeating, some countries have presidents, while others have chancellors. While others have chancellors. Next point. The executive branch is not just about presidents. The executive branch is not just about presidents, comma prime ministers, and ministers. The executive branch is not just about presidents, prime ministers, and the ministers. Next point. It also extends administrative machinery. Administrative machinery, MACHINERY. Administrative machinery. Bracket you can write officers or the civil servants. Officers or the civil servants. Next one, last point. While the heads of government and their ministers, saddled with, SADDLED, saddled with the overall responsibility of government policy. The overall responsibility of government policy. Are together known as political executive. Are together known as political executive. Political executive. Okay. Repeating, while the heads of the government and their ministers, saddled with the overall responsibility of government policy, are together known as the political executive, comma, those responsible for day-to-day administration are called the permanent executive. Okay, permanent executive. The same thing I think that you wrote in the lecture notes also, last session episode. Okay, clear or not? Okay, so there are two types of executive. One is the permanent executive, the other one is the political executive. Clear? The government, I mean the ministers, including the prime minister, considering as the political executive. Okay, clear or not? But the civil servants, the bureaucrats, almost all the officials, okay, they are responsible for the day-to-day administration. Okay, they are basically termed as the permanent executive. Because Political executive after 5 years in India will change, right? After the election, okay, they continue or they will change. But permanent executives, I mean the officers or the civil servants, they are not like that. Clear? Up to the retirement age, they will be there in the office. Clear? Understand? Right? They will get promotions. Okay. Anyway, they will always serve the government or the people. Clear or not? The civil servants. Okay. So civil servants are termed as the permanent executive. Permanent executive. So it is for the students, those who are not present in the last class, I think one or two. Okay, they are the organs of the government, legislature, executive, and judiciary. Okay, already we studied about the legislature. Okay, we know that. Okay, so today a test is there, the evening period, 4:30. So it is very important to learn and write that test. Okay, legislature. Next chapter is executive, the second organ of the government. Okay, so we already know that what is this executive. So executive gives effect to the laws made by the parliament. Okay, so legislature is the law-making body. At the same time, executive is the law enforcing body. Law enforcing body, enforcement. Okay, executive is the branch of government responsible for the implementation of laws and policies adopted by the legislature. Okay, clear. The executive itself has some powers to create these programs and policies, but in most of the cases, it is the legislature. Clear. That makes the laws. Okay, legislature makes the laws there. Right. Okay, and the next one, the forms of executive. We know that two branches are there. One is the permanent executive, the other is the political executive. Permanent executive means the civil servants who are responsible for day-to-day administration. Day-to-day administration. Okay, I already told you that we are basically using the term permanent executive here for the civil servants because they will remain in the office up to the age of retirement. But political executive, it is what the president, prime ministers who are responsible with the framing the policy, they are the political executive. Okay, the maximum tenure is 5 years. We know that. Clear? After 5 years, might they continue or change? So that's what political executive. They are responsible for the framing of policies and programs. Clear? Policies and programs. Keep that idea in your mind. Okay. Next one, we know that the Indian Parliament basically it's English method. Okay, English method we are following the Westminster system. Okay, clear or not? Westminster system from England, and it is the Indian parliamentary system. We know that legislature, executive branch, legislative branch is there, executive branch is there. All right. Okay. So Indian parliamentary system, we know that the top it is the president. Okay, as a president, who is the head of the state. Clear? President is the head of the state. Head of the state. Clear? And the prime minister is the head of the government. Clear? Prime minister is the head of the government. Okay. So the executive branch comprises of the PM, I mean the prime minister, the cabinet ministers. Okay. In the last class, I told you people to find out the names of some ministers there. Those will be the important departments. Okay. Clear or not? Head of different ministries there, like the railway minister, okay, civil aviation minister, the foreign affairs minister, home minister, defense minister, finance minister, like that. Okay, so please find out and learn the names properly. The PM and updation also necessary. Okay, the PM, cabinet ministers, and administrative machinery called the government. Clear? Legislature, we know that in Indian legislature it is a bicameral system. Two houses are there, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Okay, and the government is accountable to Lok Sabha, right? I mean the parliament. Okay, clear or not? And the Lok Sabha is powerful to initiate no confidence motion against the government. Okay, to control the executive. Control the executive. Okay, this is the overall picture of Indian parliamentary system. Okay, Indian administrative system there, right? Okay, clear or not? Please have a look. Okay, please check it properly. If you want, you can take a screenshot and draw the same figure after the class. Okay, take a snap. Done? Okay, so we know that what is the parliamentary executive system in India and why we are following this parliamentary system of executive. So India is a vast country, okay, with a huge or vast geographical area, clear? And the same time, what is that? There are different social groups are there in our country. Different social groups are there. Okay, clear? To accommodate all these different social groups, I mean, linguistic groups, caste groups, religious groups, okay, racial groups, a particular system is necessary, administrative system is necessary. Clear or not? Okay. So we made that system like that, a bicameral legislature, two houses are there, accommodating almost all the people in that, people from different region, people using different languages. Okay, so almost all the different types of people are there in the parliament. Okay, and giving chances for almost all the different types of people to become a part of the government also. Part of the government, I mean, part of the executive, part of the executive. Okay, so in the last session, I mean, not the last session, last year, class 10, you already studied about the power sharing. Okay, power shared among the different levels of the government, different organs of the government, different groups of people, different social groups. Okay, and different political parties, different political parties. So it's a perfect mechanism that what we are following in India. It's a perfect mechanism. Okay, but the same time drawbacks are there. Okay, it is not 100% perfect. Some drawbacks are there, some limitations are there. Okay, then also that system is suitable for India. Okay, the system that what we are following in India, it is suitable for India. Clear? Then you have to understand one thing: the system that what we are following in India may not suitable for some other countries, because the culture, heritage, tradition, and the history, those are different for different countries. Different countries. So, okay, is that clear for you? One system that adopted by one country, that may not create a perfect condition in another country because of diversities or changes in culture, in language, in religion, in the history. Okay, clear or not? So problem will be there. So no systems are 100% accurate. Okay, if it is a presidential system, if it's a federal system, it's a bicameral system or unicameral system, whatever it is. Okay, some plus points are there, at the same time negative points also are there. Want to keep that in your mind. Okay, our responsibility is to understand and analyze, and in the future to reduce the negative impact of the systems that what we are following in our country. Clear? You are the next generation, you are the next public servants. Okay, civil servants. Okay, it is your responsibility to understand the drawbacks and formulate new policies and programs. Okay, clear or not? You can do that, new policies and programs, to avoid this kind of negative impact or negative aspects. Clear? First of all, you want to know the negative side, then only you are able to give the remedies for that. Only studying the positive aspects means, okay, it may be like that. We are in the fool's cabin. We don't know what is the reality. Clear? So we are unable to recognize what is bad and what is good. So want to know the negative sides also. Okay, so we know that it's a parliamentary system of executive and the presidential system. Presidential system. So in India, parliamentary executive system, it was adopted related with the Article 74(1). 74(1). You wrote that already. Please check that. There shall be a council of ministers with the prime minister at the head to aid and advise the president, who shall, in the exercise of his functions, act in accordance with such advices. Okay, a cabinet ministers are there, prime minister is there, and the president also, and the president is always acting as per the advices that are provided by the council of ministers or the cabinet ministers. Clear? Clear? Okay, moving forward, we discussed that already. The last slide that we discussed in the last class, it is this slide. Okay, main components of the executive in India, that is the president, the vice president, prime minister, and the council of ministers. Finally, the bureaucracy, the civil servants. Clear? So main components of the Indian executive system. Okay, what is that? Observe it. The president is at the top. Just below him, it is the vice president. Then the prime ministers and the council of ministers or the cabinet ministers. Clear? And the bureaucracy, the civil servants. Okay, the civil servants. Clear? It's also completed. Next one. And what method we are using in India to elect the president? Some special powers are there for the president. Clear? Already we know that our administrative system or Indian parliamentary system, we adopted from the British system or English system. Clear or not? Westminster system. Okay. And in England, we know that it is the Queen. Okay. Today also, she has some special powers. Clear? Special rights are there. Special rights are there. Powers are there, and some rights are also for the Queen of England. Queen of England. Clear? Understanding or not? Okay, and some this basically termed as some ceremonial powers. Clear, ceremonial. Okay, so you ever observed the Republic Day parade in India? Observe or watched that? Okay, tell me, tell me few words about the Republic Day parade in India. Who's able to speak? Who can? Come on fast. Come on quick, please. Amal, Kevin, Abhilash, Sanam.
Parade
Hmm.
by the people.
Hmm. Parade by the people.
Indian Army or a police.
Okay. Almost all the armed force departments, then different police departments of the states, then NCC, NSS, National Cadet Corps, National Service Society. Okay, like that, various students organizations. Then they will exhibit different kinds of weapons, right? New missiles, sophisticated weaponry, everything they will exhibit that day. Special guests will be there, and the question is, who will hoist the flag at that particular day?
President.
The president. Ever observed that the arrival of president to that site? Ever
With the
observed?
securities.
Okay, how many securities?
50 security.
50. Okay, just gunmen.
Personal private securities with SPG, special protection groups.
Okay, SBG, NSG. Okay, then the procession is something
Horse.
ceremonial, right? Yes or no? Infantry, cavalry. Okay, I mean the horses, right? Numerous horses will surround the vehicle of the president. Okay,
Yes.
protection will be there, right? Numerous commandos will be there. Okay, so it's a how do you can say a fantastic scenario, right? Come on, Amal.
When one woman of I don't know which state, one woman was going to touch the prime minister, the securities was pushed her and her head was broken.
Yes, okay, fine. So it is a responsibility of the security guards to protect. Okay, clear or not? They won't allow anybody. So
I
be
have
using a Cadillac car, right or not? Okay, a black color Cadillac. So it's a ceremonial. So almost the British crown, I mean the British queen now, had a procession also like that only, clear or not? Some special protection will be there, some special powers will be there. Okay, so it's called to be ceremonial power. They are the nominal heads, not the real heads of the government, but the nominal heads. Nominal means namesake, clear or not? And their powers also ornamentary, clear? Ornamentary powers are there. Okay, so but sometimes they are able to use these powers. Okay, they can enjoy these powers in its maximum. That is another case. Okay, but in normal case, if there is a parliament, I mean, the government is there, they are exercising nominal powers. Nominal powers. Okay.
Sir,
Now tell me.
if the minister and a civil servant has a gun, why it is for they can shoot if any people comes attack.
So basically, they are protected with the gunmen, right or not? Okay, the personal security guard will be there with them, right? Clear. So we know that India is a country. We heard about Indira Gandhi, right? Her own security guards killed her. Clear? Her own security guards. Rajiv Gandhi in India, Indira Gandhi's son, he died in a bomb blast in Sri Perumbudur, Tamil Nadu. Clear or not? Both these two murders or assassinations that related with terrorist issues, right? Indira Gandhi with the Taliban, sorry, not Taliban, Khalistan. Okay, Khalistan. Clear or not? Related with the Punjab and Sikh. Okay, and Rajiv Gandhi with the Sri Lankan terrorist. Okay, so it is the responsibility of the security guards to protect their life, but unfortunately, these two incidents that happened in our country and our neighboring country, what is that? Pakistan. They are also a former prime minister, like Bannister Booker. She was shot dead. Okay, clear or not? Then had about Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy, very world famous leaders they are, right? But their fate, clear or not? You know them, right? Okay, clear or not? So security is there, Mr. Amal Roshan, but every time the security guards are unable to protect their body. Clear? I mean their bosses. They're clear, Amal? Okay, private security will be, I mean, private in the sense for that particular individual. Okay. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Am I audible for you? Hello?
Sir.
Okay, okay, yes, thank you. So please keep that idea in your mind. Okay, next one, president. The president elections, indirect elections, right? So we already studied about two different election systems in India. First past the post system, FPTP. Okay, first past the post system, and another one, the PR system, proportional representation. Proportional representation. So first past the post system is related with direct voting, right? Clear or not? Direct voting. At the same time, proportional representation is an indirect system. Indirect system. Clear? Clear or not? So basically, to elect the president of India, we are using this PR system. It's an indirect election. Okay. So to elect or to choose the president, there is an electoral college, a group of people. Okay. They are representatives from different states. Okay. And MPs. Okay. So elected members of both the House of the Parliament, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, are the part of this electoral college, and the elected members of legislative assemblies of the state from different states, MLAs of different states. Okay. Here, except nominated members and members of legislative council don't have the right to participate in that. To cast their vote. There is no right for them. Okay, nominated members and members of the legislative councils. Members of legislative assemblies have that power, and the members from both the houses, except nominated members. Nominated members, okay, they are the part of this electoral college to elect the president of India. Elect the president of India. Okay, you can see the president. He is the formal head of the state. Formal head of the state, the president. So, what are the qualifications of the president of India? Clear? Can you see the board clearly now? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Okay, board is visible, right? So, as per Article 58, in the Indian Constitution, the qualifications for the president is like this. He should be a citizen of India. Clear? He should be a citizen of India. The first and foremost important point. Has completed the age of 35 years. Minimum age is 35. Clear? New age is 35. Less than that, it's not, or he or she is not capable to become a president. Capability in the sense, the quality, I mean, there is no qualification. Okay, the qualification is minimum 35 years. He is qualified for elections as a member of Lok Sabha. Those who complete the age of 35 and a citizen of India, he or she is eligible to participate in the election there. Next one, does not hold office or profit under government of India or government of any state or under any local authority. Okay, he or she should not be a member of any government office. I mean, an officer. Okay. And you can see here, should not be a government employee. Government employee in the central government, state government, and a local authority. Okay. Can contest election for the office of the President of India. However, President, Vice President, the governor of any state or a cabinet minister, whether at the center of the state, is not debarred from contesting the election for the office of the President. Clear? Okay, another point, last and final point here. President, Vice President, the governor of any state or a cabinet minister, whether at the center of the state, is not debarred from contesting in the election for the office of the president. Okay, they are also able to contest in the elections there. Clear? Understand? But the government offices in central, state, and local authority, they don't have that. What do you can say? They cannot participate in that election. So please write down that. Quick, the qualifications. So please prepare well and attend the test in the evening. Okay, so bye. Thank you.